everybody, Colleen Masters here, and this is my top 5 favourite Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes ever. Careful for spoilers if you haven't seen any of these episodes. And let's get started, shall we? Okay, so number 5 is the season 5 episode The Gift. It is the season 5 finale and also the 100th episode. I loved it from, well, start to finish basically. The previously on, where they literally did a catch up from the very start all the way up to that point, and the fact that the episode itself, it felt like a finale, like a proper, it came round full circle kind of finale. I mean, of course at the time I did not know about there was going to be a season 6 or season 7, which I'm very grateful that there was, because one episode of season 6 is actually in this top 5. But this episode of Buffy, it felt like closure at first. Like, I mean, yes, I was sad when they killed off Buffy at the end, but it felt like it came round full circle, and yeah, it was just a fantastic, powerful episode in general as well. So that's why the top 5. That's why it's in the top 5. Yeah, so number 4 is the season 3 episode, Faith, Hope and Trick. Now, this is in my top 5 because of 2 reasons. Number 1, it's the debut of my favourite character of the show, Faith. And number 2, the title has like a double meaning, and I thought it was really good. Like, Faith, obviously, is the character Faith, introduction, and also the faith that Buffy shows Faith near the end, when, you know, she shows that that Faith can overcome her demons, defeat Kakistos, and, you know, she helps her out and all that, which is brilliant. Hope, the introduction, Hope, the character Scott Hope, it's I don't know, I like the idea of Scott Hope more than the actual character, because he sort of represents the hope for Buffy that she could finally move on from Angel and, you know, start a new love life with someone else, you know, like, or love interest, shall I say. And yeah, because I think Buffy needed that at that point, because she was still grieving over Angel. And yeah, the idea of Scott Hope was so much better than the actual character, to be honest. And Trick, the introduction of Mr. Trick, who later on we find out teams up with the Mayor, who was the main villain of season 3, and the trick that Giles played on Buffy to get her to open up about what happened between the fight between her and Angelus. So that's one of the reasons why I love that episode so much, and that's why it's in my number 4 slot of the top 5. Number 3 is the episode, also in season 3, called The Wish. Now, this is another debut of a character. This is the debut of Anya, aka Anyanka, a vengeance demon, who happens to be in my top 5 favourite characters of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but that's a different subject altogether. Also, The Wish, I absolutely love, because it introduced alternate realities. When Cordelia, who was still heartbroken and embarrassed, shall I say, over the Xander breakup, and I don't really like the Xander character, but again, different topic altogether. Her so-called friends, aka the popular kids, tease her over the breakup with Xander because he was considered a lame character, and yeah, it kind of is. But anyway, he was considered lame, and they teased her, said, "Oh, here's Jonathan, you can date him instead," you know, basically mocking her. So obviously, without realising it, when she was just like saying how much she when it seems to be different, she said, "I wish Buffy Summers had never come to Sunnydale," right in front of Anyanka, who's a vengeance demon, like I said before, and then she grants the wish, and then Cordelia's in an alternate reality where Buffy never came to Sunnydale, and everything in Sunnydale was a lot worse than it was beforehand. The Master's back, pretty much half the town's turned into vampires, including Xander and Willow are now vampires, and I will admit, this is the one time I actually did like Xander as a vampire because he wasn't as annoying. Willow, pretty badass as a vampire, absolutely love that version of her as well, but I love the character in general as well, so it was pretty cool to see that character, and I love the fact that they brought back that character in Double Gangland as well, which didn't make my top 5, but it is in my top 10, so. But this is a top 5 video, not a top 10, otherwise we would be here forever. Anyway, so yeah, all in all, the episode The Wish is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love the idea of alternate realities, like different versions of characters, like the way the Buffy character in the alternate reality was also a bit more shut off from the world. You know, she didn't have her gang of Scoobies. She was just pretty much like literally the opposite to what the character is usually, and I love that idea. Pretty cool. My second choice is the season 6 episode that I mentioned earlier, which is Once More with Feeling. It's the musical episode. I was brought up around musicals. I do love musicals, but this particular episode I love not just because it's a musical, but because it was also different from what you usually see in Buffy, and I love the songs as well, which is another reason why it's in the top 5, and I just love it. It's just, like I said, very different for season 6 especially, which was supposed to be like not exactly darker per se, but it had like a bit more of a dark element with Buffy getting raised from the dead and revealing that she was torn out of heaven. She was basically feeling like she was living in hell by being alive again. And Once More Feeling it was a bit more lighthearted, but at the same time revealing that kind of stuff in song, and it was just all around great. That's why it's in my top 5, because it was one of my most favourite ever. In fact, this particular one, I was struggling to think whether it would be number 2 or number 1, because I just love that episode so much. But the episode that beat Once More with Feeling, the episode that I love more than all of the episodes in the whole entire show, is a season 4 episode called Hush. This is my number 1 favourite of all time because of many reasons. Number 1, for a show that was very popular with the witty humour, dialogue and all that stuff, this episode basically takes that all away by having the majority of the episode no dialogue. These fairy tale creatures called the Gentleman comes along, steals everybody's voices, and they are really creepy characters. They're like these little mime, I think they were played by mimes actually, I'm not 100% sure, I think they were, I think I read that somewhere, but they had like these like Joker smiles, continuously smiling the whole time with the creepy little smiles, and like no facial reaction, no facial reactions at all, just that weird smile, and they would float across, and basically they turned up to Sunnydale to steal 7 hearts for some reason, and in order to do that they had to steal everyone's voices because a scream could kill them. And I just love the fact that I just love the interactions between the characters when they couldn't speak, like the body language, the body language in total, what they had to use in order to communicate, and obviously at some point they ended up getting that whiteboard with the marker so they can write down what they wanted to say. And of course, I almost forgot this, it was also the first appearance of Tara. Now, I absolutely love that character too. Not necessarily a character that's in my top 5, but I do love that character. And even though I was a huge fan of Oz, I did like the character of Tara, and I did like the relationship between her and Willow. I thought that was a really good storyline, and all that. Not so much a fan of Kennedy, but again, different topic altogether. Anyway, I could go on and on and on about Buffy because I absolutely love it so much, but this is gonna have to be the end of the video. Thank you all for watching my top 5. Let me know if you agree with this list or if you don't agree with this list. What is your favourite Buffy episodes? Are you even a fan of Buffy? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you have a top 5 that you want me to do for my next top 5, I'll be doing my best to do a top 5 every month from now on. So, yeah, let me know any suggestions in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!